Uh, and
It's not love is made in heaven, like, or like made on like another whatever.
no, it should be. It should be
God
her thing should
job.
be marriage expectation management. That should be the name of her website.
Yeah.
कि
No, it
मैं
should
तो
be
बस
compromise and
कोशिश
adjust.
कर मैं तो बस कोशिश कर सकती हूँ
God's
बाकी सब
employee.
तो देर आर सो मेनी आउट्स इन हर नेगोशिएशन कि मैं तो बस रेकमेंड कर रही हूँ बाकी अब उन पे है अब तो आप क्या कर रही हैं अगर topic for today is surprise Indian matchmaking. That show, my god, you guys.
Why don't we watch? Why don't we start with Seema's bio? You know her bio, right? Marriages are made in heaven, and God has given me the job to make it successful on earth. Wow.
Listen, I'm going to start with something
Like
very
the bio.
controversial. But let's do introductions first. So I'm Priya. We're meeting after a very long time because I've been like all over the place. But great thanks for coming on All Things Movies. We've got Malvika from Pune, Bangalore, Ria from Melbourne, and Ankita from Delhi. So, and I'm in London. So I think we are covering some sort of a geographical expanse. When we talk about the very famous Netflix show, Indian Matchmaking. To start with something a bit controversial to say, I actually like Sima Taparia, and I'll tell you why. I like her because I think she is good at her job. What she basically does is goes to a couple and says, keep your standards really low. Compromise, be flexible, itna nahi chahiye, blah, blah, blah. What does that do? It makes her stories a success. If there's one thing I've learned in corporate life, it is expectation management. Uska bilkul sahi hai. Even about Nadia, she was like, Nadia's choices are really hard. Jabki Nadia's choices were the easiest. I'm like, she wants a normal guy, right? So that's where I want to start. I want to say, I think I like Seema Taparia.
Okay, I think she really lacks social skills. She doesn't know what to say in front of, like, whom, like, she just blabbers, I feel. I mean, she's just saying something to that tall, slim, trim, educated family. And, like, I was like, why is she saying? What is she saying? How is she saying? Like, what's the need? Like, I feel she's very clueless. Like,
Before I comment on Sima Taparia, just about the show in general, everybody is like, India is not so regressive. Netflix should not have released such a show. They show India in a poor light. But the truth of the matter is that this is
It
the
is
truth.
that, yeah.
And I personally know people like that. Like, I know an Akshay in my life. I know a Pradyuman. Nadia to chalo is very generic, so everybody must know a Nadia. I know an Aparna at some level. I even relate with Aparna that I don't want to be flexible. That person needs to fit into my life. I am very happy where I am.
Yeah.
So have you guys been in the arranged marriage scene? Like any of you? Priya, I know you're not, but like Ria, Ankita, are either of you in the arranged marriage scene? Thing is, what Ankita said about not calling Netflix out, I think that makes 100% sense. Because having been in the arranged marriage scene, let me tell you that you have those forms to fill. Well, they will ask you what caste you prefer, what age range you prefer, the height. They will ask you your height, your weight. They'll ask you about your complexion. In preferences, I have seen people say, I would like a fair girl who belongs to XYZ caste, blah, blah, blah. And that's not unusual. That's normal. And it's there amongst, allegedly woke, educated, liberal, middle class and upper middle class people. So I think Netflix is just shining a mirror on, an extremely. I mean, I'm not saying that arranged marriages are not a nice thing. I know lots of people who have, who've had a good experience with the institution. I believe in the institution as long as, this discrimination and this nastiness and whatever, goes away. But and even Sima Taparia, I think she's a reflection of what society wants. Tall, fair, trim is what people want in their bahus.
And she is, at some point she says the client is always right. It's like the customer is always right. This is what people are asking her. So she'll sit there and say, Acha, 5'3" se zyada chahiye, acha. What is she doing? She's just making a checklist of things that, people are repeatedly asking her for. I don't think at any point she made recommendations in the show to say, no, but you must actually ask for a gori girl, or you must ask for this, ye bahut acha hota hai. She basically said, acha, this is what you want, I'll go and find. She's running a service.
For me, it was like an eye opener. Like people like Akshay and all, they exist. I haven't seen like such people and families and like I don't know, like I haven't seen such things. So when I saw it for the first time, I was totally shocked. I was like, really? Like it was very pathetic.
Aparna and her mother, even though they're very upfront and very, bold and blunt about what they want, the way they called Srinivas, Shri out,
Loser.
Shri the loser.
We need the loser.
I mean, okay, calm down. That was a little too much. And then we have, again, Akshay is like the poster child for what not to do in life. So that is there. So there was problem at every level. Even Akshay's cousins, the way they spoke about prospects about their brother, and to think that 14 saal baad the same thing might be happening to them. That thought does not cross their mind. Something like that might be happening to them because in their mind it will happen. It will be normal, and 20-25 saal baad they will be doing the same thing to their kids.
Yeah.
So it's like all just one big cycle, and it's wrong on so many levels.
Who did you all find the best on the show? Like across all the boys and girls who were there?
Nadia and Vyasar for sure.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, and Nadia, both of them. They were really nice. Even Shekhar was nice.
Shekhar was nice, yeah.
Yeah,
Vyasar, I think, has a fan club also now. Like all over subtle Indian curry traits, whatever that thing is. They keep making memes about how great memes, nahi, like appreciation posts for Vyasar. Riya, what about you? Who did you like?
Also nice. Rashi was nice, Vyasa was nice, that Nadia was nice, and I even liked Ankita, like normal
Ankita,
people.
Yeah.
They were normal people. Like you'd meet in like real life, and you'll be like, okay, you can like
What did you think about that other matchmaker? That
oh my god! Initially, I was like, it was refreshing. Ki chalo, she's come with a state of mind that is remotely similar to ours.
Yeah,
but
when she was like,
opened her mouth, and when she started speaking with Ankita, ki, oh no, the woman has to be more emotionally giving.
Yeah.
At least Sima is upset about her backwardness.
I think I agree with Ankita. That woman was, I mean, but one thing I'm really curious about is everyone's opinions of Aparna, because I think she was she's getting bashed a lot and she's getting praised a lot, but I wanted to hear everyone's opinions on her, because she's a very interesting, I thought her pretty interesting.
Dude, I actually liked her. Honestly, like whatever you like, people think, but it's not wrong to ask for somebody who you can think your future with, or like have the same goals or something. And I didn't think that she was. Okay, she was picky. But she was not picky with like the looks or like on different things or something. But like I liked Aparna, honestly.
I think initially when Aparna, listed out what she wanted, what she didn't want, it was a little weird to me because she was being quote unquote very picky. But as compared to a Nadia or a Vyasal who just wanted a good person, but Aparna wanted someone who was well settled in his career, who had a practical mindset, not too adventure loving, but likes to travel, a safe option, basically, a safe bet she wanted. So initially I was like, yeah, matlab, why does she have to be so uptight? But then when I think about it, she was actually just being very practical. I mean, she's 34, 35 years of age. Clearly her dating and one night stand days, she does not want to do any of that anymore. So she's just looking for the partner who is as ambitious as she's not even like she's not a failure in her life. She's very accomplished and she wants an equally, if not more accomplished partner in her life, which I think is something very fair to ask of from a partner.
I felt that look, you can have choices for sure, and that is what arranged marriages are all about, I feel, right? Like, okay, you start with a checklist and there's maybe nothing wrong in it because you are going through a process of finding the best match for yourself. But I did feel that firstly, she was very judgmental and she was very mean about it. And that could have been for the show. I don't know if they asked her to turn up that level of cheeky in her, but they showed her as somebody who wasn't positive at all. Like,
Little snobbish. She was like,
snobbish and saying things like you have to spend all your time with your husbands. I mean, those, I think those things were done a little bit more for Netflix. Maybe I want to give her the benefit of doubt.
like she wasn't wrong though. Why? Even I wouldn't want to be like, okay, I don't know, but like I wouldn't want to be with somebody entire day, or like I don't want to see somebody like she didn't say anything wrong. What I felt like
That's exactly
I
what I mean. Initially, when
that I
you listen
related
to
with her, like I could relate with her, and it was so like
exactly.
I think with her, it's a bit more nuanced in the sense that I agree with what everyone says, and that somebody has opinions and knows what they want, and like I think she's a very good example of like modern Indian women. It's just that I veer more towards Priya's opinion of her, which is that you can be all these things, but you don't have to be so. Okay, I'm crazy judgmental. Okay, I think Priya knows that, but the thing is that you don't have to be mean and abrasive about it, and that's how she came across. And maybe I don't know, maybe they told her to dial it up, but stuff like this guy tells her very enthusiastically, "Oh, I want to go to Dubai," and she's like, "Oh, Dubai!" Like,
Yeah.
I mean, fine, you judge someone, yes, but at least do them the courtesy of not letting them know you're judging them. So, and with her mom, her mom did say a few problematic things, like she called Srini the loser. But I really like that line where she told, Seema emphatically, I don't want someone who crushes my daughter's spirit. I love that. I think that's really nice. So I think they're very nuanced people. Like, you have a nuanced opinion of them. Can we talk about Pradyuman too? Because he was a very interesting individual. Like, he and Akshay gets a lot of flack because, because he was,
and because of his mother, yeah.
And one thing I want to know, forget Pradyuman, but do you guys think that there was a huge difference between the way the show treated someone like Aparna and the way the show treated Pradyuman and Akshay, in the sense that they were far more harsh towards in their portrayal of Aparna than they were in their portrayal of those two guys. When I think those two guys are extremely picky. How many biodatas have they rejected between the two of them? And even the way Pradyuman treated that girl from Jalgaon, that was really mean. But it was shown so differently. Like any given day, I would be more team Aparna than team Pradyuman.
Riya, what do you think? You're wanting to say something, I feel.
I know. I was saying that I think Seema was his family friend, right? So mostly when they were recording her views, it was mostly like negative for Aparna, and she got chocolates for him. Okay, and usko gym ka jaake kar lena, gym mein tu full on like personal comments as well. I didn't like that guy, honestly. Like I would never be with a guy like him. First of all, I mean when he said physical and mental attraction, he meant only physical. Okay,
and he said that he had to say it when his friend said this. He agreed also.
Yeah, physical and mental. And mental, like because it's appropriate to add mental. If you wouldn't, you'll be trolled. Which it was quite evident what he wanted. Okay, yeah. And जैसे he saw that Miss Delhi, he was like full on, and like ये पहले क्यों नहीं दिखाया मुझे? He was like कपड़े में shopping.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. That was his reaction.
Yeah, he's like,
oh, she's so cute. Akshay was terrible. I can't, support Akshay at all. Found him to be very conflicted because he kept saying, I'll do whatever my mother says. But he didn't agree with his mother. Like, he kept, I don't know, it was in his head, he was kind of wired to keep thinking that and saying that, I feel like. But he took so long in his mother to blackmail him and all that. I don't know. So he was very weird overall. Pradyuman, I felt like was a bit, superficial, like terribly superficial. But he wasn't mean, which is why I felt Aparna was worse than him, because or maybe they didn't give him that kind of airtime. He did not bitch about people. He did not put his opinions out. Uska ek do criteria tha, which he just stuck to. And he's like, I don't want to compromise. Simple.
I think he was just a sweet talker, okay? Because he said kind of mean things only. No way I'm coming to wherever the woman that lived or whatever. So like, if Aparna was there, she would have been, ew, I'm never going there. So they said the same thing.
Was like, career-wise, he was very good. Like, was 16, 17 years, say he was looking after his jewelry shop and everything. So he was ambitious, but you can't imagine Pradyuman and Aparna together,
At the
right?
end of the day, as long as it's not Nadia who's saying he should be good natured, and I felt like Nadia would like anybody she would meet. She didn't like that guru person because he just didn't talk to her at all. But Nadia liked that other guy so much. क्या नाम था उसका?
So sweet, yeah. I mean, if she's single, then what's there for us?
Vinay, huh? Huh?
She's so sweet, yeah. I mean, if she's single, then what hope is there for, like, the rest of us? Nothing. That, in fact, I'm going to use that line, and if someone says, "Beta, shaadi kyun nahi ki? Koi mila nahi." I'm like, "Agar Nadia ko koi nahi mila, to mera kya hoga?"
ये लोग सबको का एक चेकलिस्ट था जैसे अपर्णा की चेकलिस्ट में था ही शुड नो बोलिविया का सॉल्ट फ्लैट्स आई मीन रियली this is specific in me, right? Oh my god, that I didn't know that I wanted to go to Bolivia in the rainy season to see the pink flamingos. ये कितना specific ask है भाई.
Speaking of
Yeah, you've
checklist
also gone,
with
right?
Aparna, I'm sorry, I'm just speaking
No,
of
sorry.
checklist with Aparna. This one, Seema is like, Aparna thinks that, looking for the boy is ordering from a menu, and cut to next scene, she has this inventory of humans by height, by skin color. Clearly, it's a menu.
Listen, have you all seen Sima Taparia's website where she talks about herself?
No.
It's called suitablerishta.com. It's called. This is Seema Auntie's bio, which there's one very funny thing where she's like, she had a big opportunity. Blah, finding the relation with an unknown person is her passion. And she does in minutes. You just have to give your name and play, and the relationship with her is spelled out in flat 3 minutes. मतलब ये कितना सही पैशन है कभी सोचा है इस बारे में किसी ने that
She's perfect example of monetizing your passion. Okay, I mean, if I could monetize my passion for, like, remembering shitty celebrity gossip stuff, or
this gift has turned into an opportunity to help eligible boys and girls for marriage.
I think more than monetizing a passion, this is like monetizing on the needs of samne wala insan. Like, even if you monetize your passion for collecting gossip, you need people who will pay to listen to that gossip more.
Seriously. Or you make people who are the gossip pay for it. That's what she is doing.
And look at this. They wish to keep it secret till the time the candidate is finalized. Why? This thing, is it like a job interview? Candidate.
Made in heaven, or like made on in whatever.
No, it should be. Her thing should be marriage expectation management. That should be the name of her website. कि मैं तो बस कोशिश कर सकती हूँ. बाकी सब तो there are so many outs in her negotiation कि मैं तो बस recommend कर रही हूँ बाकी अब उन पे है. अब तो आप क्या कर रही हैं अगर सब कुछ उनको ही करना है other than the intro you're not doing anything else.
Believe me, that's better than, like, this thing, an arranged marriage auntie who battles free gyan. Okay, trust me, I would prefer Seema auntie any day than the last auntie I went to.
Girls on the show and Vyasar also, of course, they didn't explore that angle as much. But their parents and their families gave them a lot of freedom, it felt like.
Yeah.
Even Aparna's mother and that other girl, what was her name? Was it the
Ankita.
no, Ankita, yes, for sure. Even the other girl who Vyasar met, the first girl.
Manisha.
Mansa. Yeah. Oh yeah, Manisha. Yeah.
The Bengali girl, right? Das, Manisha Das.
Yeah. She was so cool. She was like finishing off her studies, and she was like in her mid to late 30s, and I was like, "You are my heroine."
So, and then that is what I feel like, and this is to Ankita's point before, that people are really talking about the society is so shit and it's not representative of the society. There are some good parts of the show as well, where they've shown all these girls to be firstly independent and very supportive families, which they've not shown the boys to be. And maybe that is in some ways the reality, who knows.
Yeah, I think they've done. I mean, I'd seen no reason to bash Netflix or anything. As long as they don't hold it up. I mean, they haven't held it up as like, oh my God, dekho kitna acha ho raha hai yahan pe. They've just shown it as, ye hota hai. So, and I think that's good because at least it should spark some dialogue, at least amongst, amongst
Yeah.
arranged marriage aunties ki free gyan mein na baate. I know I'm kidding.
If you
They have
have a website, then you speak to me. If you don't have a website with a proper bio of yourself, don't speak to me.
Also,
Okay, as we close this up, do you all think there will be a season two?
So
I
I
don't
hope so. I want
Yeah.
to rage watch it.
but Sima
I
Taparia has another show on Netflix though.
She I
So
think she was a part of it or something.
yeah, it's called The Suitable Bride, I think. It's by the same director.
Hmm.
It features Sima Taparia
No.
from Mumbai.
From whom? I think there will be a season two. The last girl that they brought in was, I think, kind of leaving it on that.
Oh no, but one sec, the last girl also kind of creeped me out a lot, okay? Like she creeped me out a lot because she's like, caste doesn't matter, but. And I was just like, आप तो वो खो, आप तो वो लगते हो, ये क्या है? Or at least, yeah, I mean, it was very weird, yeah. The way she like, the way she said, oh, and I don't want him to be too dark. Yani, what the hell is this,
Oh,
yeah?
I missed that. She said that. I
yeah,
missed
yeah,
it.
She did. She said that, right? Am I wrong? I mean, did I like, I mean, I hope I misheard. I hope I'm wrong. But she said he should not be too dark.
Uh, Maybe she said daft, Malvika, and you heard daft.
Maybe I was being daft and I heard dark instead of.
But I remember that scene where Sima Taparia is like rolling her eyes. That whole scene was to show ki, people come with like, people say a but and they're like, I just want a simple person, lekin X, Y, Z. And then A, B, C hona chahiye. Even if she finds matches, if Bhagwan ki marzi nahi hai, to fir kya kar sakte hain?
Efforts
Stars are not
are
aligned.
not aligned.
Stars are not aligned.
The stars are not aligned, yeah. Those pundits, my God, who are these pundits? Who is see a photo?
First one.
I
Please,
need
then
that
other
face
pundits
reader
are
in my life. I want to meet that face reader.
Do y'all have you all met any pundits in your lives who are like this?
I
I met
haven't met any
face reader,
but I have. Yeah. No, sorry,
but
sorry. Go
not,
ahead.
not for myself, for someone else. And that particular face reader's predictions did come true. So that's why I want to meet a face reader even more now.
Oh, Malvika, have you met?
No, but 4 years ago there was this rishta jahan pe they kept on wanting my photo in higher and higher resolution, and my parents were like, "भाई कितना high resolution देखिए, problem क्या है?" And then they were like, "नहीं आंखें ठीक से नहीं दिखाई दे रही है." So मम्मा पापा like बोले कि आंखों में, I mean like what is the scene? They're like, नहीं हमें हमारे गुरुजी के पास जाके उन्हें दिखाना है क्या कि वो आंखों से उन्हें पता चलेगा कि ये बड़ों का सम्मान करती है या नहीं.
What? What?
Yeah. So, yeah, my parents, were like pretty stunned. Okay, I think they got like a small existential crisis.
And this is great, Malvika, that you find this out before the rishta goes ahead. You would be somewhere else.
Sitting at Guruji's feet, letting him look into my eyes.
But this face reading superpower, I had no idea about. Like, ये कैसे होता है? I am just thinking कि Sima Taparia gave him a briefing before saying कि ये लड़का arrogant है, ये 16-17 के एज से काम कर रहा है, ये बहुत हट्टी है, बहुत stubborn है.
Gamandi.
I really do hope there's a second season. I mean, I do want
Me
to
too.
binge watch something as badly as I did this one, and
True.
we can have another session talking about it. But until then, let's continue to see the memes that come on Indian matchmaking and keep discussing it. Great, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.